Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Damian Danu. I went through that so quick. And welcome back to Ace Attorney. God, I love this game. Where we stand right now is Miss Lana Skye, who we believe to be framed for the murder of Will Goodman, is on trial. And here, the cough-up queen herself... Oh shit, I actually forgot her name. Anyway, Angel Star, her name's it's on the screen. Angel Star, the cough-up queen herself, is actually going to give us a testimony. The first one of hers did not go so well. Let's hope this one goes better.
Right, so Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor has a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Angel fucked up.
Right, so Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim.
She fucked up. She fucked up because I remember something. I don't know if you guys remember something, but I remember something. Let's look at how old Willie Boy died. It's Will, right? Goodman. Let's check how Goodman died, huh? Bruce. It's Bruce Goodman. I've been lying this entire time. I've been lying all to your faces, and I feel very sorry. You might notice something. Right here. Loss of blood from chest wound. Wound was caused by 45 inch knife. Could you imagine? 4.5 inch knife. A single stab wound was found. I think I know what that means. I think it means our Scottish friend here is a little lying whore. You said she stabbed him again and again. But you couldn't have witnessed that.
Right, are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With me more surprise.
I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star.
Huh?
What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk. He's my hero. Really. I really like Automod. Someone in my chat just said, she's not a whore, it's part of our Scottish heritage. I guess you're kind of right. Oh, I don't mean the boyfriends thing. Oh no, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant by that. I just meant that she was a lying skank. That was all. Oh no, I didn't even. Oh. Oh. What about my objection? No one noticed? I'd hope people noticed. Well, witness?
Right, you got the crime scene set, right?
Thanks.
I always believed that nobody could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible.
So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
Right, when she looked at her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from the victim. That's why I thought she had stabbed him at least twice.
I'm fucking up reading the lines. Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify!
Her red muffler looked a lot like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
Her red muffler, huh? Wow. By muffler, they mean scarf. I've discovered this already. I don't know if it looks like it to you guys, but she's not wearing a red muffler scarf. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the brightest man in the world. And when I read Muffler the first time, if you watched the last video, you know what I'm talking about. When I read Muffler the first time, I thought, like, they meant that she was, like, carrying a car's muffler. And I'm like, I don't know why someone would just carry that around. I think that would actually explain the gloves, maybe. I don't know, she doesn't really look like the kind to... Those heels don't look like working on car heels. They kind of don't really look very non-slip. You know what I mean? Anyway, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a severe lack of muffler in this photo. You can't even see the cars. So, I think you're a liar. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work.
What?
The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph.
But that can't be.
Only a professional lunch lady would be so utterly clueless. Congratulations. Perhaps you've finally found your true calling in life. You know, I don't like Edgeworth very much, but when we double up on a witness like this, I think it's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. I very much enjoy this part. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What's my objection? Chopped liver? Jesus.
But it was there, a scarf. No, not that, but something red, really. That voice got worse and worse as I tried to do higher and higher.
Well, now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business.
What?
Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Excuse me. Tell us about that.
Fucking right, these fucking every time the fucking judges and the prosecutor are in this, I swear to God. I do remember some things accurately, at least.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. Shit. The most important part? Did you just read my thoughts? I thought blue text were my thoughts. The part where your sister stabs the victim. Or the part where your sister stabs the victim. Shit. This next testimony might be the moment of truth.
Right, so... Here's the thing. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained the rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused by earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile.
Shit. You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star.
That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra's kind of a snake.
Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten, Lafty. Dafty. I blew that line. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. He's weak against poison attacks. Right, the chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an old oil drum, and...
An oil drum? It's hard to imagine.
Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. Hey, that's the murder. The suspect attempted to run to a partition behind her side, or off to her side. So where is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means the wall next to the car. That's right. Or yeah, that's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high.
Right, she was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite natural thing for a criminal to do.
And what did you do then?
I quickly caught her, explained the rights to her, and arrested her on the spot.
You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect?
As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time.
Maybe I should press her for more details. Yeah. I'd like to see this on the floor plans just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor, thus parked in the B block. So you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Star?
Aye, that's right.
There's a chain link fence in front of you.
I went over to it, of course. I went over it, of course.
Amazing, the cough-up queen, lunch lady athlete indeed.
It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. She couldn't have just gotten my sister that fast. Yeah, the fence was about 9 feet high, too. How did Miss Guy not get away? One has to wonder.
Aye, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say?
If I remember exactly, she would have told you my testimony.
I would have told you. Shit, cheeky.
Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler.
Just that one word?
So what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else.
Aye, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
Her phone? Surely she can't mean... By phone, do you mean the cell phone discovered at the crime scene?
Aye, ultimately.
Ultimately?
Right, my memory... It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
No, the court doesn't see, Mrs. Starr.
Right, so the chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall, but...
On the wall?
Yeah, that's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall.
Right, apparently it was out of order.
So she used her cell phone?
Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day.
Good witnessing, witness.
Good witnessing? The fuck ever having good testifying?
You should, of course, add this to your testimony.
The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney.
Like adding important details. She's cutting out too much fluff, man. I need all the fluff. I need to pick her apart.
I saw it all. She tried the phone on the wall, but had to use her cell instead.
Did you? Hey. I don't think you did. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias.
Well, who would have thought you'd be my knight in shining prosecutor? My knight in shining armor prosecutor.
Oh, because he's got the shield, remember?
You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago.
Well, Miss Starr, there's a fatal contradiction in your testimony. How do you explain this?
Huh, I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all up.
Well then, let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly see Miss Sky making that phone call.
Ugh.
I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it.
What? What?
Order, order. What is the meaning of this? I do not understand.
It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, but coughing up lies.
Ugh.
That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question? Tell us exactly which lie this witness has told the court. Not gonna lie, I fucked this up the other day. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about... where she... Miss Sky tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it'd be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about.
Pointless to lie, I see.
But the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Sky would, or Miss Star, there's too many misses. Miss Star witnessed the crime for a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I've ever heard one. Hey, before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it.
Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime?
All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. One direction. She's Liam Payne. Yoink. This is the only place where she could have been.
The security guard room? Indeed, the security guard room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen on the phone.
Shit. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being a part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park an A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime is the back of the partition is here. Shit, I fucked up the line. It's fine. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr?
How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables have been turned. Today a man has gotten the better of Angel Star.
Order! Order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better.
I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails.
How about a contempt charge would be nice. You know, like this entire game, the only contempt charge has been on my law partner. Alright. The guilty, is she talking about Miss Sky?
Well, Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense.
Huh?
She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands.
Wait a second. It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason.
So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright.
Shit. Fuck. Me?
Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know.
How about we ask the witness? And then I could just make her lie again. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Shit. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference, but what? What would change? Angle view of the crime. She couldn't have taken the photo. Why, the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change.
The angle? I don't see what you mean.
Well, look, the security guard station is on the second floor, and she would have sort of a more 3D view of the crime.
And this is important. Why? Perhaps you'd like to reconsider, Mr. Wright.
No, I wouldn't. She couldn't have taken the photo. Huh? Hello? The Star witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she couldn't have taken the photo. This is the most infuriating court case out of all of them, because I've already done half this case. Or half of this today trial session already. I'm not gonna lie. I don't get the difference in distance to the crime. It changed the distance between her and the scene of the crime.
My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
Hey! What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime.
Oh.
Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Skye? I'm sorry. Is this relevant?
Well, witness?
She didn't take the photograph? And this is what we're talking about? I'm sorry. Am I the crazy one? Like, is this a Damian Danu fuck up? I sure hope not.
Yeah.
Yeah?
You were the squid wheels, right?
Quality of my lunches has gone down from low to inedible. Fuck. Excuse me.
Right, I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to me boyfriend.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend.
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the Glasswood station.
And then just went around there, and
before I would do what I was doing, I found myself running toward the scene. But the door was locked, and I couldn't open it.
Shit. Well.
That's why I had to go through the visitors parking in B block.
That's quite a detour.
Why didn't you take a photo from up there, huh?
Right, it probably took me about at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
5 minutes? Oh. This changes things considerably.
But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it, I have photographic evidence. I swear it on my finest plastic sport.
You do have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention.
Well, honestly, I might give them that one. I do kind of fuck with sporks.
Would you like another caviar lunch?
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something.
Do we have any evidence to stop this? Raise an objection. Hey! 5 minutes between the witnessing of murder and the arrest. Think about it. You can make pasta in that amount of time, if you like it al dente.
I've got lunchboxes that type pasta into knots, Ricky.
No. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange?
Strange.
If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor?
Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone.
What? But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable.
Yeah!
Well then, we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it. We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright.
Oh, fuck, that was too close. I still don't see... I mean, I guess that argument could have come up either way, but okay.
I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, the court is adjourned.
No! God damn it!
Mr. Edgeworth, you're the squid wheels, right?
It's the one she tried to foist off on me.
I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say?
I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that?
Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes?
My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Star.
Ah! Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Woohoo! A triple-decker! Well, out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
I have never seen the only justice system more rigged is our own. I swear to God, the only justice system where I have seen more bullshit go down has it been in this fucking Boeing trial. I'm not gonna lie. That is the closest that, like, my God, the miscarriage of justice in this game is phenomenal.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she gonna pull out of her lunchbox this time? Oh, alright. Hurry it up.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? Two types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. The shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
Proves what?
What? There was blood found on the shoe.
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Well, witness, what is the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I have heard of this evidence?
Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
And you had blood tests performed?
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence.
What?
You must know the two rules of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being.
Wow, we've gotten away with that a couple times.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tried by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth.
Is that right?
It seems so. Edgeworth looks pretty fucking angry.
You could at least try it, or you could at least study some evidence law. Really? The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that guilty are properly judged.
Shit. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Fuck! Alright. Well, swig of water. Okay, so she's got a shoe. Wasn't looking at the crime scene. Now the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? Yeah, hey! And you found the shoe at the scene of the crime?
I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was looking for the police to arrive. Waiting for the police to arrive.
So like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe.
Crazy.
I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. And this shoe is my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen.
I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really.
In any case, you'll remove valuable evidence from the scene of a crime. Now tell us what you did next.
2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye.
Hey, You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test.
You kinda know something about blood tests, Ricky?
Well,
speak up!
well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood.
That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there. Which means that we can more or less narrow down any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear.
It's pretty specific.
If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little to it. It could be anyone but this honest guys.
So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman.
I was afraid he was going to say that.
Shit. It's it. She proves it. Flawless, decisive evidence.
Can't let this evidence go through without a fight.
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right?
Peppered fish guts? Hey.
Something like it hot, Mr. Wright. Something like your client. She's in hot enough water to make a whole vat of soup.
Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with shoe?
A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? There's no problem. No, there's nothing there. If I just stab blindly at it, it'll hurt my case.
Come on, Mr. Wright. I know you can find something. Some kind of off-the-cuff contradiction.
I'm trying to avoid saying things off the cuff today. It's pretty sly, hiding evidence like that.
There's nothing sly about a lawyer using the law as a weapon. In any case, science is always on our side. Don't forget. Scientific investigation is the wave of the future.
Maybe I should investigate this evidence a little more closely. Should I mention... Okay. Now the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. Of course, the victims. The other blood type matched the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Alright, maybe I will poke a hole at this. Let's see what I have. The victim's blood, no prints. She's very clearly bleeding in this photo. And that, it looks like her right shoe. I'm gonna test it. Let's test it. Let's see how it goes.
Mr. Wright.
There's a problem. Not imagining things. I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I give you a pepper fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with the evidence. Okay.
Aha! I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie. It'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense the victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of the shoe?
There's not blood on the ground in this photo. The problem lies in the footprint. Oh, I got it! I got it! I got it!
The footprint!
Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the crime of the scene? By the crime of the scene? By the scene of the crime. Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe.
This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could be bloody footprints.
Then where are they, Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort.
Order, order, order. Well, witness?
What?
Great going, Mr. Wright, but, it's true the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh, shit.
That is true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Those voices are really close.
Think, Mr. Wright, think.
I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What?
Oh, right. I see. Now I get it. Get what?
Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief
Prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. I knocked my hands aside, knocked over it. She knocked my hands aside and kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Arr.
I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed police chief to... Oh, shit, not police chief. Chief to do.
No kidding.
Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty?
I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness, well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water? What does that mean?
Still don't get it right. You don't want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha! You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would have become evidence against her.
Ah! Hey!
That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie quite clearly to this murder. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence.
That reminds me. This guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? Shit.
So that's when my sister got blood on the shoe. Well, will I see no reason to prolong this trial?
Mr. Wright!
Nope. Mr. Wright, do something, please.
What? What can I do? Your sister's confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it.
But... enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Skye...
Wait.
Little girl. What did you just say?
Oh, me?
Oh, shit.
Did you say that Angel Star was on the prosecution's side?
Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing bloody footprints.
Well... I thought you had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Oh, another lunchbox, a lunchbox called evidence.
Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. Oh my god, oh shit. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court.
Your threats don't scare me. Oh shit. Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. And look at this.
A photograph?
I had it just in case everyone had the gall to suggest. that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet.
Erasing the last trait of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. You knew I couldn't win this case in the beginning. And it seems like this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia.
Right, wet or not.
Whoa.
Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up on the asphalt. Take another look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end.
This is the last piece of evidence.
Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Your Honor. Wait.
What is up with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whenever it is, can it wait?
No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph. The last one submitted. The trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration.
So right. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence?
Yeah. I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this.
I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Well, Mr. Wright, show the court the problem in this photograph.
There's a couple things wrong here. There's the knife in the chest. There's the shoe in the water. What's going on here? The problem in this photograph is here.
What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor? You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see. What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
Huh. So what if there's something sticking out the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Eat the muffler. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Wait a second. No. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony.
Wait, what?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think the piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case.
Aha! The word muffler. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court.
Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's why she had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler!
Ah! Yeah! Could it be that muffler you heard mentioned? Could it be the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence.
Oh! Woohoo! Hoorah!
I had to get a taxi home. I don't like the taxi. Well, it seems we all have to suspend this... Oh, shit. It seems we'll have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we have seen all of the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so.
Ugh. That was close, man. But we made it. At least for now, we made it. Hey.
This court will adjourn for 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime, after all.
Fuck, he's still hungry. To be continued. All right, well then. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as per always, my name is Damian Danu. If you enjoyed this video, please do check out the many other videos I have on my channel. I believe, if my math is correct, that this will come out as episode 22, I want to say. So there have been 20 other Ace Attorney episodes if you want to see those. And then there's like I Love You, Colonel Sanders, Mouthwashing, Undertale, and some other games are going to be coming up in the really soon future. So I think I already said them in this video anyway. But yeah, other than that, if there's any games you want me to play, you should just recommend them to me in the chat on Twitch one day or on YouTube. Either one work. Other than that, yeah, you can find me on Twitch playing all of the games that I play Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at about 2:30ish. So if you ever want to watch these live and you want to see a lot more, or let's say you're a little impatient for one game or the other, right? You don't want to wait to see all of the playthrough, or not all of the playthrough, but you want to see more of the playthrough a little quicker. You can go over on Twitch, where I will have A, my VODs, and B, be streaming, or where I'll be streaming them live. Other than that, I think I'm going to get a VODs channel up and going on here, so that you guys can view all the all the additional content that I've made, because I've made a lot of content. And there's a lot of streams that I can't even upload some of the videos from for some reason. So I'm excited. I have both Twitter and Blue Sky. And you can find me at the same thing, Damian Danu, on both of them. If you look up Damian Danu, you'll be able to find either of them. Other than that, I'll try and make a link tree later for you guys. And last but most importantly, thank you so kindly for watching. It truly does mean the world to me. I absolutely love performing for people and doing shows for people. And you guys all give me an opportunity to do that. So thank you so very much. Other than that, though, have a good one. I'll see you around.